Alright, hold on 1 second. Just before you hit that dislike button, hear me out. I want to talk about why, in my opinion, I think that Modern Warfare 2019 is a good Call of Duty game. Now, hold on. Like I said, I know you're probably hovering over that dislike button and you're ready to leave a comment that's very wordy and everything, but just give me literally 1 minute to describe why I feel this way. Just 1 minute. 60 seconds, okay? Fair enough? Okay, here I go. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, in my opinion, is actually a good game because in comparison to the most recent Call of Duty games, which I would say would be after Black Ops 2, so this would be Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, Call of Duty World War II, Black Ops 4, up till now, that little branch of games, in comparison to those games, this game in particular is a lot better. I would say that I would even put it in my top few Call of Duty games because it's actually that good. Now, I'm going to explain why. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, it is actually so much better than a lot of the most recent Call of Duty games for one reason and one reason only. They are actually legitimately trying to make this game like the old school Call of Duty. Not just in words, but in the actual actions they are taking to make this game better. And I will explain that. And if you already left your dislike, that's fine. I understand. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. You can be on your way because I'm about to probably be very detailed in this and I might be even a little bit ranty. So like I said, this is my opinion. If you're offended by that, please respect my opinion and just move on. Here we go. The most recent Call of Duty games from, I would say, after Black Ops 2, Ghosts and onward, let's be honest, have been complete dog crap. Like, they legit, for the most part, have been dog crap. There has been a few exceptions. Some games have been better than others. For me in particular, I would say that Black Ops 3 was a really good Call of Duty game. I would say that Advanced Warfare, for me personally, was a good Call of Duty game. I would say that Modern Warfare Remastered was a good Call of Duty game. And I would say some of the more crappier ones would be Ghosts and Infinite Warfare, which you can sort of see the trend is the last two Infinity Ward games after the Modern Warfare series. Now, Sledgehammer's games, I would say that I also like them as well. They're probably one of my other favorite set of games. But my most favorite is Treyarch. And the thing is, though, is that after Black Ops 4, I have completely looking at Treyarch differently. Because Treyarch did the one thing that I thought they would not do. They bent the knee to Activision. Sledgehammer did not, and Infinity Ward did not, and my favorite development team, Treyarch, they just took it. They just took it. They didn't do anything. I understand that they had their hand forced and they were like, oh yeah, we canned Sledgehammer and now we have to make a new Call of Duty game. So while you're making Black Ops 4, filling with microtransaction, here's a whole nother game you have to work on. There you go. By the way, you still gotta update Black Ops 4 because we said it was the most updated Call of Duty ever. So you gotta make sure you keep adding in those annual cat stickers. It's just like, Treyarch completely got just screwed. And the thing is that I feel like they didn't stand up for themselves because if you look at Modern Warfare in comparison, Modern Warfare could be just as equally as bad. Like, Modern Warfare could either be like Infinite Warfare or Black Ops 4. In my opinion, two of the worst Call of Duty games that we have ever had. Ever. Like, ever. And the thing is, it's not. If you look at the most recent Call of Duty games, like, I want you to imagine, think in your head right now, think of Ghost Onward, and think of everything in detail. Think about the kill streaks, think about the maps, think about the guns, think about the time to kill, think about the lag, think about the updates, think about the DLC, think about the player base, think about the camping, think about everything. And tell me, in comparison to Modern Warfare, is Modern Warfare really that bad? Is Modern Warfare really, truly, honest to God, that bad? Now, I understand there's problems with Modern Warfare. I'm not ignoring that. I completely agree with some of these problems. I admit that the footsteps are way too loud. I admit that the skill-based matchmaking is extremely thick and should be a lot more casual. I agree that the maps can be very bad and they're very unfun to play on. I agree that there's way too many campers. I agree that there's like way too much slow-paced, time-limit gameplays because nobody will frickin' move. I completely understand that. I'm not neglecting that. I am just saying, in comparison to everything else, it is not that bad. Like, I want you to even think about some of the Call of Duty games like from way back, like COD 4 to Black Ops 2, that generation. We look at COD 4 to Black Ops 2, especially Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops 2, like these are the Saint Call of Duty games. But were those games really that good? Here, I'm going to give you some PTSD real quick, talking about some of the problems that were in these games, and some of them were never even fixed. In COD 4, you had annoying-ass perks. You had Last Stand, Martyrdom, Juggernaut, Stopping Power. In World at War, you had the same thing. You had Last Stand, and you had Juggernaut, and you had Stopping Power, and everyone spammed the MP40. That was basically like the ASM one of World War II. And, you know, Modern Warfare 2. Who remembers Danger Close Wetman Army noob tubes? I know you say they weren't that bad, but try loading up a current game in Modern Warfare 2. They're still doing it. I bet it would piss you off. Black Ops 1, there's Second Chance and Ghost. Second Chance, the worst form of Last Stand, because you can get revived. Modern Warfare 3, you have Dead Man's Nuke, and you also have the buff to all the perks, so that way footsteps are just as equally loud in that game as they are in the current Modern Warfare. And even though, yes, there is dead silence in that game, people still don't like to have their loud-ass footsteps, because otherwise, you know, you can't run, you can't do anything. So it's the same logic to Modern Warfare 3 as it is to the current Modern Warfare. In Black Ops 2, you had hackers galore. Like, I feel like Black Ops 2 is one of the most hacked Call of Duty games at this point, that it's literally unplayable. And you have, you know, insta-kill shotties and insta-kill snipers, and you have airburst C4. What else? And then Call of Duty Ghost onward. Think about it this way. Call of Duty Ghost had some of the worst camping I've ever seen in a Call of Duty game. At least in Modern Warfare, other than the exception of a few glitches, you can see people. In COD Ghosts, you had literally some of the most broken camping devices. Who remembers IEDs? The invisible, multi-surface, insta-kill explosives? Who remembers those? And you're wanting to complain about Claymores? You're wanting to honestly tell me Claymores are worse than IEDs. The thing that is completely environmentally just blends in with everything and blows up instantly, and you don't know where it is, and it's immediately just going to kill you like it's a one-man army noob tube on the wall, or on the roof, or on the floor, or in a bush. Or in Call of Duty Ghosts, there was leaning in that game too. There was ghillie suits that made you blend in with thick-ass grass. There was maps that were the size, if not bigger, than Modern Warfare. There was things like Stonehaven. Who remembers good old Stonehaven? That could be a ground war map in this current Call of Duty. Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare all had the beginning stages of supply drops, and they also had exosuits, Titanfall, Destiny style, you know, and everyone didn't like them. And then you get to things like Call of Duty World War II. Call of Duty World War II had some of the most boring content ever. Like, I love Sledgehammer, I love you, I really do, but the first initial launch of your game until that overhaul in April, I will admit, even though I liked that version of the game to a certain degree, in comparison to when Aaron Hall took over, I believe that's what his name is, it was boring and stale as hell. Like, Advanced Warfare, sure, it was chaotic and everything, but at least it wasn't boring. Like, World War II was boring, like, really boring. And then you get to Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4, oh boy, where do I start with this one? I have a personal vendetta against this one, so Treyarch, I'm gonna ram you for this one. But Black Ops 4, who remembers how that literally just last year they said that this is going to be the most updated Call of Duty game ever? And that game was not updated for the most part whatsoever. I believe that throughout the whole entire life cycle we got literally nothing. They counted the sticker updates to the supply drops as the weekly updates or the regular updates when they were just literally hotfixes for DLC. That's literally it. That's not DLC, Treyarch. That is more money for you. More money for Activision. That's not an update. That's not how Fortnite does it. Fortnite adds in a new gun. Fortnite adds in a new POI. Fortnite adds in random things that are just fun. Nobody goes to Fortnite and be like, oh yeah, look at that cat sticker. Look at Beefalump over there. I really want to get Beefalump for $5. No. No, they don't do that. And then you look at Modern Warfare, and yes, there is a lot of problems in the game. I will admit that. But look at the difference between what I've told you about these old Call of Duty games to this. There's no stopping power from, you know, in the form of a perk. It's a specialist ability, so it's a lot more fair. And there is no, you know, Juggernaut. There is no Last Stand. There is no specialist cheese, like gravity spikes that can just instant delete you. There's no one-man army danger close noob tubes. There is no, crazy insane version of like some form of like explosive that is like literally uncounterable. Because at least with the Claymores and the Bettys, they are counterable. Bettys you can duck or crouch, and then with Claymores, they've nerfed them now, so they're a lot more easier to counter, and plus also, you can throw stuns at them, and you can also end up running a perk, I believe, to see them. Like when was the last time you saw that in a Call of Duty game that was actually fair, Because, I don't remember that in the most recent Call of Duty games. I just remember people just being able to insta-delete me. There was no way to counter, Torque's Riot Shield Guardian thingamabob of death. There was no way to instantly counter a gravity spike being shoved into you. That just killed you immediately. So what's the difference between being insta-deleted by a Claymore or insta-deleted by gravity spikes? What's the difference between being blown up by a camper and, this game compared to Call of Duty Ghosts? You see what I'm getting at here? The differences are so similar and so different at the same time for different reasons that people are just kind of just confusing them and just categorizing them all together. People are not getting it. It's not crystal clear to them. And think about it this way. This is one of my most favorite parts. Out of everything, I would say that some of the worst things in Call of Duty, one of them would be the supply drop system or the microtransaction system. And literally, just in comparison to last year, Modern Warfare has had 0 supply drops. They just added in their first DLC weapons, and they are completely for free. They're in a battle pass system currently, and they're at levels 20-ish and 30-ish, and they are completely free, or you can buy them to get them right away, but they are free as a option and at a reasonable speed. And if you wanted to buy the premium pass, if you wanted to get that, that's all cosmetics, just all cosmetics. And there's enough COD points that you can earn throughout that, where as long as you don't spend it on anything else, you have enough to buy the next battle pass, and the next one, and the next one, and you can keep going. So essentially, you have infinite battle passes for just the $10 that you initially do at Fortnite. It's exactly like Fortnite in that sense, and that's completely fair. And if you do the math, Drifter calculated that if you do based off of tiers, the guns are really only worth $5. $5. Each gun is worth literally $5. When you could theoretically go onto something like Black Ops 3 and you could spend infinite money. If you did a mathematical equation, there is a possibility you could theoretically spend infinite money and never have everything. You could never have what you want for infinite money if you just were that unlucky. Because there's duplicates in that game. There's duplicates in all these games. Because if it was just where was no duplicates, you would eventually have everything if you grinded enough. But companies don't want that, so they make it so that way you can get duplicates, and that way you just have a paywall at a chance to get it. And see, that's another thing, is that other than developers not caring, my next biggest issue is pay-to-win games. And with the last few Call of Duty games being like that, it made me quit. I just stopped playing. Black Ops 4 was the first Call of Duty game by Treyarch I quit. Because in Black Ops 4, I didn't enjoy my time, and I didn't want to compete with these whales that were buying insta-kill one-shot weapons with their full paycheck and trying to play with them. I wasn't enjoying my time, and so if I'm not enjoying the game, I'm not going to spend money in the game. And that's the thing, is that's something I need you to think about right there. Think about it this way. People are saying that, they don't like the new Modern Warfare, so they're just going to stop playing it. Think about it this way. The Boogeyman Activision finally gave in to no supply drops. They finally gave in to free DLC. They have free maps. They have free guns. They have completely earnable or buyable microtransactions that are fair and cosmetic only. And this is the best supply drop system, sorry, not even supply drop, microtransaction system we have had since Call of Duty Ghosts. I think the last time we ever had free anything in a Call of Duty game, legitimately, was probably World at War, when we got the free, day and night versions of maps, like Macon Day or Macon Night. And then we got some other things like Call of Duty World War II added in the sandbox map. But the free stuff for Activision is far and few in between, and everything always used to cost money. For example, take Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts, I think, was the last game where camos were buyable for $2. And you can get things like the weed camo, or you can get things like the ice camo or whatever. No, that was Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare's last game, you could buy DLC cams for like $2. And then after that, they just were locked in supply drops. And then, you know, if you take Call of Duty Ghosts and Infinite Warfare, even though, yes, those games were looked and frowned upon, both of those Infinity Ward games actually, in the most recent times, still kept the fair microtransaction system. Both in Ghost and in Infinite Warfare, every single DLC gun they added was earnable for free. You could either buy the Season Pass and get it immediately, or you could do a challenge to unlock it. And that is amazing. In Black Ops 3 and in Black Ops 4, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that at all. And even in Advanced Warfare, you couldn't do that at all. In Call of Duty World War II and in Modern Warfare, you could sort of do that with the, like, crafting materials, but you couldn't just get it right away. That's just not how it worked. Like, I can't remember the last time we got a DLC weapon just right off the rip. I think it was Infinite Warfare. Maybe even Call of Duty Ghosts. And the thing is that both those games are not looked upon as good. So the last time it was in a popular Call of Duty was like Black Ops 2, and that was with the Peacekeeper. You see what I'm getting at here, guys? Like, people don't realize how good they have this game right now. There's not nearly as much BS as there could be. And there's not nearly as bad of, like, lack of listening as there was. Like, who remembers how just literally a year ago Treyarch completely ghosted us? And everyone was so hyped for Black Ops 4. Everyone always says that Black Ops, the Black Ops series is so much better than the Modern Warfare series because Treyarch games are more fun. And in my opinion, yes, Treyarch games are usually more fun. That's my cup of tea. But there's still some people that like Modern Warfare, and there's some people that like the Sledgehammer game titles. For me, I just like when Call of Duty's fun. I don't care who it's from. As long as it's fun, I'll play it. And I miss enjoying an Infinity Ward game. I haven't played a Modern Warfare game. I haven't played an Infinity Ward game regularly since, like, Modern Warfare 3. This is the first Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3 by Infinity Ward I've actually truly enjoyed. Like, truly. And I'm happy for it. I really, really am happy. And in fact, with the fact that Treyarch is going to be rushing the next game, I think I'm probably going to be on this game for an extra year. The first time in my life that I'm actually going to be playing an Infinity Ward game, waiting for another Infinity Ward game, because I'm worried that Treyarch's going to mess it up. Like, I cannot believe I'm saying that. That's ridiculous. And people will still, in my opinion, there's still going to be some people that are going to be listening to this video and completely ignore everything I said. They're going to completely ignore it. But the thing is, though, for the people that are watching this video, the people that have made it all the way to the end here, you are a champion because you care and you actually know what's going on. You actually are smart enough to know what's actually happening here. This is the most important thing of all. Just think about it this way. We managed to convince the boogeyman Activision, the devil among us. We literally have been literally like begging for years and years and years for them to take away supply drops, to take away this unfair bullcrap microtransaction system. We have demanded that they just get rid of all this BS in these games that help noobs get extra kills. We have demanded that they just get rid of like all this like copying and pasting stuff from other games, like with the exosuits or the specialist abilities. We have asked for all of this, and they're finally listening. They're trying. They're not just listening, they're actually trying to execute this. I have not seen this much free stuff. I have not seen this much patches. I have not seen this much listening, especially from Infinity Ward, in forever. Who remembers Modern Warfare, like COD 4 up to Modern Warfare 3? Those games were not nearly as updated. Like, people are being ungrateful for the fact that the 7.25 got nerfed 3 times in the matter of a month. And the thing is, though, there's still things like the noob tubes that have never been patched. There's things like the Brecci in Black Ops 3, one of the most other OP shotguns that have never been nerfed. And people still want to complain. You can say, yes, you want it to be nerfed more further, but at least be grateful. At least be grateful they're trying. They could do nothing. They could spite you and buff it. You ever think about that? They could spite you and buff it. Like, people are more willing to actually complain than they are to compliment or give credit to. Like, I understand it's easier to complain, and I understand that that's what a lot of people would rather do. But for the people like you and me, the people that are actually watching this video to the very end and trying to figure out how we fix this, you are the real champion, and we're the ones that have to keep this going. Otherwise, this game is going to go back to exactly what everything else was. I do not want to see this game become a Black Ops 4, because otherwise we're completely screwed. This is probably our last chance ever, our last legitimate chance to get Call of Duty back. And people don't realize that, because they could easily flip a switch like night and day and add in supply drops, add in pay-to-win items, lock everything away, make all the maps charged, make the skill-based matchmaking even thicker for noobs, and just completely ghost us. They could easily do that because they have been doing it for years. And the thing is, people do not get that. People do not understand that that is a legitimate possibility. If you want to be so negative, think about it that way. If you complain too much, or you don't end up embracing the fact that they're actually trying, and you just want to be petty, we're going to get a worse game. Because I'm going to try to do this. This is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to support Infinity Ward and try to be at least neutral towards actors. I'm not going to, kiss their ass or anything, but I'm going to at least be like, thank you for at least trying to make the game better. Because they're putting a lot of faith in here. They're thinking that the game sales alone will make up for the lack of supply drop money. And the thing is, though, is that if this game does not sell any money from people enjoying it, from the fun gameplay, they're not going to be like, oh, well, let's try again. They're just going to be like, oh, well, the supply drops make us a crap ton more money, so let's just add in supply drops. Screw being legitimate. They make us more money, so we're going to put them back in. Like, any successful business is going to do that. They don't care about morals because they don't have to listen to us. They can just block us, or they can be on their beach with their phone off, smoking a cigar and, drinking out of a coconut. They don't have to listen to us. They can just ghost us right back. Just because we complain everything alone does not mean we're going to get a successful game. Does that not mean we're going to get what we want? We have to be constructive, and we have to be reasonable. There's a difference between blind hate and constructive criticism, and people just merge the two together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to support Infinity Ward and try to be completely reasonable with what I say. So if something is BS, I will ask them to fix it within reason, and I'm also going to try to stick with them and see what their opinions are on the game, because sometimes them just adding in stuff is better than what the community suggests. I'm going to try to be as fair and as reasonable towards everybody as possible. And the thing is that I'm still scared that even though I'm going to be trying to do my best, the negative just schmucks out there are going to ruin it. I'm worried they're going to ruin a chance at actually fixing Call of Duty. So if you are listening to me, what I suggest you do is that if you have any form of social media or anything, try to support Infinity Ward the best you can. If you have a YouTube channel, a Twitch, a Twitter, try to support Infinity Ward, or at least try to be constructive to make the game better. Because even if you don't necessarily play the game that regularly, or you don't buy anything, the support in general is going to be a lot of the help, trust me. So I'm going to do, on top of that as well, is that I'm going to probably buy their little battle pass. I might not necessarily buy the whole thing in full, but I'm going to at least try to consider investing my money into it, because I want to show them through also my money as much support that, hey, I support the system, let's keep it, because the stockholders or whatever, they're going to be like, oh, there's no money coming in, so therefore we failed. It's just like, no, it's just that, we don't have any cosmetics in there that we particularly want, so please add in more. It's like don't go back to Beefo Lump and supply drops because we didn't spend money on your watch. It's just like, you could make the game a little bit more fair and fun, because I know you have the money for it. Anyway, I'm getting into a rant here. But this was definitely a lot more reasonable and definitely a lot better than what my original version of this video was going to be. But just really quick, at the end of this video, I just want to show you guys something. Here's just some images of just what could come back if we don't support this game. Like, all this is completely reasonable for it to happen again, and people don't realize this. So take a look at these long and hard, and think about if you telling an Infinity Ward developer to go commit several horrible things to themselves and their families was reasonable in your head. Like, think about that, and then look at this and think, was that completely worth it? Like, was it really worth telling an Infinity Ward developer, yeah, you should do this because of this and your game sucks? Like, really think long and hard about that. Alright, well, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you ended up enjoying. If you do want to see some more stuff like this, make sure you end up dropping a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and peace out.